If you're not sending money, don't talk. If you're not sending
20 just because it makes the haters mad. Then Christmas Day, I'll be doing the grand finale of 1K Begathon for $1,000 to make the haters madder and enemies. Pisses them off when I beg on the holiday. And all y'all gotta do is pay your road and just keep sitting there and make it piss them off. 20.
Please.
The caption says, "Another day, another bag."
Please. Because
a grown man coming online shopping, talking about some please. Where is this world coming to? Grown man talking about please. He want to beg and he want his audience to basically take him on a shopping spree, I guess. So what it looks like is that he's doing his begging stream in the context of going shopping. So he's taking his audience along with him and just going shopping. And then everything he finds, then he's trying to raise the money right there. This is next level, man.
Because please, the rest of the belts don't have the rest of the belts is literally all the same price. I think one is $12.99, but the other one was this. I just didn't like it. It's just doing too much for me. I mean, it's cute too. I'm not gonna lie. I would get this also. But I don't know. I just like this one way better. And it's the last one too. It's more simplistic. I know I'm a simplistic type of individual. But yes, this is a belt. I literally need a belt like really, really fucking bad.
Well, no, this is kind of complex. I know you said you're a simplistic type of guy, but the simple, tried and true way to get what you want is you work for what you want. That's the simple way, especially when it comes to manhood. So if you want to keep it simple, KISS, then you need to get a job. And then you can afford whatever you want to afford. You don't have to sit up in here trying stuff on, waiting for people to come through with donations so that you can buy your belts or whatever. That's a simple way. And let's address what the other woman said. This is getting so out of control that they're coming up with marketing terms. She said she was trying to have a $1,000 begathon. She called it a begathon. That's actually very savvy. I'm not going to lie. That was smart. That's good branding right there. But it's egregious nonetheless. You're trying to have a $1,000 begathon. So you just rebranding it and trying all type of initiatives in order to further. She's like, it's Q4, y'all. It's Q4 of the year. I want us to blow our earnings out of the water for this year for my begging. So we're going to have a begathon so that we can hit our mark for Q4 and start 2026 off right. This is insane. Y'all, before we get into the next clip, if you could like the video, though, I would greatly appreciate it. Again, it only takes a second. And it's really just a click. It's really just a click. And it actually helps out more than you know. And also if you could hype as well.
Like real fucking bad. I'm gonna get my day started once I put my shoes on. I got on Forces right now, but I'm going to my storage to get my loafers. And then I'm gonna get my day started. I feel like I look dingy. I'm not really a fan of white tees. Do I look dingy, y'all?
The one thing I will say, I mean, he's got his collar buttoned all the way up. He's trying to get a belt. He looks like he's got a little bit of business about himself. Hair pulled back. So I'm hoping this stream is for him to go and get an outfit so he can go and do job interviews. Now, I would somewhat respect that. If that's what he's doing. And if that's not what he's doing, that's what he needs to do. You got a perfectly good polo shirt on right now. It's tucked in. Try to do as many job interviews as you can.
I wish I can work. If you can go ahead and cash at me a few dollars right now and go get this card right here. Let me show it to you, honey. I got it already prepared. Somebody asked me, do I work in the chat? Yes, I will. Go to work the fucking tomorrow, baby. Tomorrow, I will be at work, okay? I will do a temp agency and stuff. I can get permanently hired in. If you go ahead and cash out this cash out right here, I am a single mother. I was just homeless for 3 years. I've been in my place almost 6 months. I've been paying and maintaining and taking care of me and my kids on my own. And at this point, I got a lot of shit going on. So if you can help me get this card right here, I will be at work. You give me 7 days. I have a permanent position somewhere. My word, that you can screen record and say this to your front page. I will be at work. And anybody that know me know once I can move around reliably and I can get to work, everybody on my page, everybody on my roll again. Oh, she don't work. Maybe I was a security guard officer. Maybe I work for a penitentiary. Maybe this is why being homeless. I work at the Waffle House 12 hours a day with 2 kids sitting in there and the whole time on my shift while I was TikTok battling. Baby, I'm a grinder. So if you can help, that go ahead and get me a little hoopie card. Get started with a hoopie card. Wouldn't be this card particularly, but it will be a card. If you can help me get a card, I wouldn't even be on here if I had a card. Because people know me in my chat. Know I go from church to church to church to go get all types of help. But I'm a single parent and I can't just leave my kids. You know what I'm saying? I can't just go and do some shit. Like if I had a job, I feel like
I was actually keeping up with everything she was saying. It's kind of crazy, but I don't want to mess up the video quality, so we'll move on to another clip. But ultimately, she's trying to get them to buy her a car. She swears from here to there that, oh, she's a worker. She don't do all this begging. Trust me, if she could work, she could work. But if she don't have her transportation, then all of a sudden that's interfering with her working. Ma'am, take public transportation. Uber, do whatever you got to do. Yeah, that's going to cut into your profits a little bit, but you still be working. And you'll still be getting to where you need to be. And then you can be saving the conventional way. Because that car that you're trying to buy for $1,500, that Pontiac, you're going to get it. You're going to be right back in the same position. That thing going to break down. You're not going to be doing no inspections and making sure that the Carfax, you just looking at it, you just seeing that it's clean. And it's probably all type of things going on under that hood. It's a money grab. It's a cash grab.
And I just want to know, what kind of drugs do y'all be on that have you comfortable enough to keep coming on this internet every month begging for your rent money? And y'all,
the caption says, rent due again, time to beg, the timeline.
to keep coming on this internet every month begging for your rent money. And y'all be so bold that y'all come on here with your nails done, your lashes done, a new wig on your head. Like, ho, is you cool? And the last girl I seen, she even had the nerve to have a little bit of smoke too. Go get a job. You had 30 days to make some shape. And I just want.
It's not. So all this stuff that they're making up and all this and all that, you keep saying God is not going to bless you. He's already have. That's why they mad. You can't say God is not blessing me. You see my blessings. Even when I don't even want to show it, they come. One thing about it, 2 things for sure. My blessings come. And there's nothing that nobody could do or stop them. Because he not going to sell my mail to your address. He not. And then come as you are. Y'all keep trying to go sit in the church and then going to cuss your husband, your sister, your mama, your brother, and everybody out. And you was just in the church. You didn't tell the church people that. Keep that same energy. You sat there and gave tithes and offering to the church, but walked past the homeless man. Same shit. Same shit, but you just giving the money to the church. When you could, it's the same, give, okay.
Who's that? Who's that?
But they always want to talk about they giving back. Don't be picky and choosing.
Mom.
Oh, I'm not gonna give to you what?
Who's that?
But I'll give to you. You said what?
Who's that?
One of our supporters on TikTok. One of our supporters is online.
That's that on the table.
Hey, get your baby daddy brother to set it up. What?
No, baby brother.
Girl,
That's
my brother is asleep.
And my brother.
And then since I'm being exposed.
Before she gets into her second part of the rant, she's talking about you giving money to the church, but then you go past a homeless person on the street. I.e., what she's really trying to say is you give the money to the church. Basically, give it to me. Give it to the individual. Give it directly to the person. Ma'am, you don't tell people where to give their money. That's for one. For two, what are you doing to take responsibility for your situation? And why are you having kids? It's always going to come back to this because we have to keep repeating it because you're not going to keep acting like this is the hardest thing in the world and like this wasn't intentional and this is the hardest thing in the world to avoid. Before we start trying to address other people and hold them accountable for where they ultimately donate their money, see, they're taking initiative. They're taking initiative to help others, whatever that looks like, whether they give it to the church or whatever. They're being selfless. Meanwhile, you're being selfish. You're trying to tell them you give it to this that goes to good causes. But really what you're getting at is you just want it to go to you. You just want it to go to you. And so you're looking at things through a selfish lens and you can't see past your own self. But then why are you making decisions that you don't want to be responsible for? Whatever your situation, I guarantee if we really backtrack and go in reverse and actually evaluate how we actually got there, and if we have full transparency, we would see that this was completely of your own doing and of your own making. So to make decisions and ultimately to make choices, but then try to shame other people to not help after you've made choices for your own life and you don't want to take responsibility for it, I think that's insane. I think it's entitled. Sure, people can fall on hard times. We can help if that's something that we have the capacity to do and we feel it in our hearts. But you can't try to shame people, especially you're shaming the people who are already helping. You're just saying because it's not going to you, now all of a sudden it doesn't work. Ma'am, stop it. If they donate to church, that's a great thing in itself. Go help out at the church and maybe you'll get some of the donations.
My brother is asleep.
And my brother.
And then since I'm being exposed,
You tell Mom.
my brother literally love it here.
No, I don't.
Zimini, you're not finna sit there and do that because they feed off what you're saying too. You need to watch your mouth or I'll wake your daddy up.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down now. That went left. Was that a Freudian slip? Before you wake her daddy up. So there's a man in the equation? Oh, now we got to really talk about it now. Go get him. I want to see him. Bring him on the live. See, notice she doing this live when he's asleep and he's not around. Why? Because if he shows his face on this camera, that the viewership and the donations is gonna go drop to zero instantly. So let me get this straight now. Y'all a whole family living under one roof. And y'all can't figure it out. The most obvious question, why is he asleep? Clearly, you can be here with the child. He needs to be working around the clock if it done got to the point to where you coming online begging. He needs to have 3 jobs. And he needs to be working the graveyard shift. If you coming on here begging, he don't get to sleep. If it done got to the point to where you come on begging, trying to shame other people who donate to the church. This was a decision. So the man is still in the equation. That's fantastic. You're in a very rare and opportunistic situation and scenario. So it needs to be capitalized on. And it's going to be uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be uncomfortable for somebody. Ideally, just make it uncomfortable for him. But coming online begging, that's not going to work, especially now that you done disclosed the fact that you're still with the father.
You're not finna sit there and do that because they feed off what you're saying too. You need to watch your mouth or I'll wake your daddy up.
I'll wake your daddy up.
Because they say you and Gifted, y'all too grown. They be talking. Be quiet, please. Please be quiet. Yeah, she be talking. I was not listening because she was cussing. And you know how they be picking with her. That's Fat Mom. I already gave you some juice. What else do you want? Thank you, Cash Baby. Yeah. These people want attention so bad. And then it's what time is it for y'all? They streaming me already. Somebody go over there.
I want jelly. No more.
And then they keep talking about what you need today. My goal is in the chat if you want to help. If
What
you
you
don't
need
want to
today.
help, then leave.
If somebody comes in and say, "Oh, what do you need today?" That means you was just on here yesterday and the day before that. Ma'am, do you beg every day and you got a whole man living with you? Is he aware of this?
Period. Dang, it's 8 something for y'all. Damn, it's only 5. It's gonna be 6 o'clock for me, chat. Bay Area, period. Bay Area, period. It's 6 o'clock for us, man. I'll be up on here day in, day out. Y'all see what you gotta put in that work. Chat, we almost period. Bay Area, period. It's 6 o'clock for us, man. I'll be up on here day in, day out. Y'all see what you gotta put in that work. Chat, we almost to 10K. We partying when we get to 10K. Yes, we is. We partying when we hit 10K.
I know she did not just say, "I be up in here day in and day out." We got to put in that work. You call this putting in work? Laying in the bed with your bonnet on, begging online. She said we be in this day in and day out. So she just validated what I said. She's online begging all the time. She done turned begging into a full-time job, a career. And she thinks that she's putting in work by sitting on the phone and just watching money trickle in. If she thinks that this is work and this is putting in work, then it's no wonder why she won't get a job. That would be it, by her estimation, that would be indentured slavery. If she thinks this is putting in work. Oh my goodness, man. What is going on? What is going on? She got a man in the house and she thinks that she's putting in work right now. She thinks that she's putting in work right now. And she does this every single day, allegedly.
Your brother has no choice but to love it there. Somebody else do want him, boo. They all in my inbox. They want my man. They want babies by my man, all that. You probably want him. You want my man. That's why you speaking on him.
Who in their right mind would want a man that would be okay with his woman coming online begging day in and day out? Who in their right mind would want a man like that? Ma'am, you must be out your mind. Well, excuse me. I know you're out your mind.
So down. Great beans.
Thank you, Miss Mary. I just seen your message. Yeah, girl, my baby daddy is my brother. Let's go viral. Let's shake the internet.
What daddy?
Your daddy is your uncle. Yeah, girl.
And then you, auntie.
Yeah, and then I'm your auntie, right? Since it's such a big deal, since they so concerned. Since they so worried about it.
That's funny.
Watch this. Haha. Yes, that's my brother, girl. Like I said, I'm fluent in sarcasm. I'm telling you, I got the bracelets right here. I'll be warning y'all.
No, that was good. That was a good comeback.
How long have I had these bracelets on? It say fluent in sarcasm for a reason. Please, they need to leave me alone. I'll be trying, chat. See how I'm calm? I'ma stay in your place, them. Stay in your lanes, them. Stay calm and like, cause they keep doing this. They keep like shit. People get tired. Shit. I know that's right, Miss Stewart.
Hey, she knows how to handle the trolls, though. I give her that. It is an art to be able to deflect when people are trolling you. So I respect that. You will get some thick skin on social media. Oh man, you should have seen it when I was starting. Oh, they was trying to deter me for real. They were trying to deter me for real. Them comment sections. That comment section was, it was so clear. They just didn't want me to. They just wanted me to stop. Not because I was bad, but like people were just trolling. And so that's kind of like a rite of passage, and it does harden you until a point to where you don't even care anymore. And you just really realize, see, one thing that I understand and I already understood, so I was already prepared, was that I appreciate the good things and the good sentiments. Trust me, I do. It feels good, but I try not to feel it too much, because something that can make you also will have the potential to break you as well. And so I always understand when dealing with things that there is a balance. There is a yin and a yang, and that if one thing is true, then a lot of times the opposite is also true. So if I just live for praise and all that good stuff, then that means that criticism, or if the praise turns into something else, then that would have the potential to shake up my world. So I don't really get moved in either which way. No matter what, I try, or I should say, I'm human. I get moved, but I try not to let it move me. I try not. That's something that I'm working on intentionally. But I still appreciate it. I still appreciate it. I still acknowledge it. And deep inside, it feels good when you get good stuff and you get good praise. But that's something that I'm working on.
Because it backfires.
The caption says that she got caught lying, trying to scam her leasing office with this month's rent payment after she raised the money on live. Where did the money she raised go? And then she was replying to a comment. The comment that she's replying to says, I sent her something the first time she was getting evicted. I feel like crap seeing she begs all the time. Shaking my head. That's something that I address too. See, when a new person comes in, they're hearing the story for the first time. So there's something called churn when it comes to business. And what churn basically means is that you're losing customers. It's the rate at which you lose customers in proportion to the rate at which you acquire customers, right? So if you got 100 customers, but you're losing 50, but then you're gaining 50, you still stay at 100 customers. You're not necessarily growing, you're not necessarily losing, right? In proportion to profits. Imagine if you could retain customers though, and you still gain. Then you're actually growing, then you're actually scaling, especially over time. But when it comes to begging, you're not going to keep coming with the same story, with the same situation, and doing it redundantly and recurringly. And eventually people aren't going to be able to catch on that you're using this as a crutch. And you may not need this for what you actually say you need it. You may just be taking advantage of it now. And you may be actually trying to look at this as a job And basically you're becoming a full-time scam artist. And so and so there's going to be a natural attrition and people are going to naturally drop off. But there's a new sucker every day, B. In the same way that old person that donated to you the first time saw you for the first time, there's going to be new people that come in and see you for the first time and they just hear the story and they probably have good hearts and have a good spirit. And so they may just take what you're saying with good faith and not need to validate it or whatever. They're not assumed because they're good people and they don't just make things up and lie and scam people. They don't assume that other people scam them. But they should. Or maybe not. I mean, if you want to have a good quality of life, maybe you shouldn't. But at the same time, it's going to come with you getting scammed then. And so it happens. And so that's what this commenter is saying. She probably listened to the story for the first time, felt bad, but now over time she's been watching you, she's been observing you, and she sees that, oh, this woman really didn't need it. She just does this all the time.
Because it backfires.
I'm sorry.
And that's what you gotta deal with when you try to cut a corner.
I'm still hungry.
Me too.
When you try to cut a corner one place, it's like taking 2 steps forward and 10
Remember, they said, so she's saying when you try to catch a corner, remember they said she got caught trying to scam her leasing office. And so it sounds like she tried to not pay her rent, allegedly, and just keep the money for herself that she raised for the rent, allegedly.
it back. Because that corner you cut wasn't really a corner, you know? That shit, that's all, y'all. This the new goal, though.
The comment says, so you gave a bad check, then it says you used a bogus credit card, question mark. The comment says, what was you doing with the money people sent you for your rent before? Just curious. Oh, so she must have really got caught.
Janai, let me see, can I show y'all this email
And the caption says, now she's facing eviction again.
this lady just sent me?
Really?
What that say? Eviction is being filed now. Eviction is being filed now. It is not a joke.
So what it appears is, so she came on to raise some money to avoid an eviction, allegedly, but now allegedly it looks like she's still getting evicted. So that's where they're saying, like, where did the money go? You just said that you needed this to not get evicted, but yet now you're showing us that you're getting evicted. So did you try to scam? Whatever. Did you keep the money? What did you do with the money? What if, you know, plot twist, she didn't spend the money, and what if she even still raised more money than what she even told y'all she raised? Do y'all consider that? Do you consider that she said that she needed to raise $1,500 to not get evicted, and she was able to raise $5,000, and she still kept it all and is trying to raise some more? Would you ever consider that or deem that as a possibility? I absolutely would.
It is not a joke. It is not a joke.
Oh, whoa, what did that say? Hold on. It says, is this a new goal? Because I thought you reached your goal last week. Just wondering. See, she tried to play a stupid game, win a stupid prize. She probably made it up to begin with. But she forgot that she already used this story about an eviction and that they just helped you to resolve it. And she came back on and she didn't expect them to start exposing her. The caption says, so people donated for you to end up evicted anyways? Question mark. The captions these are comments in her chat while she's live. Eviction again. The one under that says, dang girl, another one. Oh no, not again today.
My team, y'all not even hitting the fucking follow button at this point. Like, what is going on? What am I even on here for? What in the what? 2,000 people have come on here, y'all. What in the what is going on?
It says we tired. I wish I could do more, but I'm struggling myself.
Thank you for all y'all suggestions and all of that. Have you done this?
Now the caption says, she doesn't want any of your advice. Just give her your money.
Have you done this? Will you do this and this and that? Blah, 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 blah. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all concerns and everybody wanting to give me some advice on how I should live my life. I appreciate y'all for real. I do. But right now, friend, all that matters is me being able to pay this shit by 4 p.m.
That's what they always do. That's what they always do. This could just be regular people within your life. It'll happen like this, right? You'll try to tell them at the beginning initially in order to avoid impending situations that you can already predict is going to happen based off the way that they're moving. And they don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Then they end up in the situation. You're like, I thought I told you. And it's like, listen, I don't want to hear none of that. Can you help now? And it's like, what you're really supposed to say is, no, I cannot. But what typically happens is you love people, you help them. But then you try to warn them again, they don't want to take your advice, and they end up in the situation all over again. Ultimately, people want you to be responsible for their outcomes, but they don't want to take any accountability, and they don't want to make any commitment to be able to move different moving forward. They still want to move how they want to move, and they want to live their life the way that they want to live it, but then they want to hold other people responsible for whatever troubles may befall them by them moving the way that they do. And so, really, it's sad because sometimes you're fond of people, you care about them, but you're allowing them to dodge the lesson. Suffering is a very important key part of the human experience. And that is ultimately what's going to develop us. It's kind of like when enough becomes enough. And then you either have to start making changes internally, typically it's going to be internally, or externally, practically, but usually internally. So you can't allow people to escape the suffering because that's ultimately what's going to facilitate the change. And sometimes you just got to let people fall on hard times and let them take it the whole way through. You got to let them go the whole path through so that they can actually uncover and discover what they ultimately need to find out and really just become enlightened to some things. So they be wise because you see it's just getting progressively worse, right? I'm sure she was a lot more humble when she first came on begging, and when the first time people were donating and she saw that proof of concept that she was actually raising money and there was actually people out there that were willing to help her. I bet you she was so much more humble. She had so much more humility. She would have been so much more receptive to feedback. But now she done been there, done that. She's entitled to it now. She's used to it. So now she don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Either pay or get out, or she'll kick you out, whatever. But 4 p.m., that's all that matters. F what you talking about. Y'all, we'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. It only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels. So that's why. But if you run across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days. And hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So it's usually best practice if you want to hype to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot on a newer video. And then also, if you want to become a member of the channel, join buttons on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments where it will show people that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content. And you would also get exclusive content as well that's not available to everyone else on YouTube. So join buttons on the video again if you want to become a member. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.